What's up, YouTube? We know the USFL premieres this week, and the USFL is going to be a very interesting league. It's going to be unlike many other spring leagues in the past. One thing is it's going to be broadcasted on 2 networks simultaneously. It will be broadcast on Fox and NBC at the same time. This hasn't happened in decades. This is really unprecedented to see this happen. Fox has been somebody who has invested heavily in the USFL, and to be quite honest, the USFL is very cheap, so Fox is going to want to keep it going as long as it brings in the big bucks. So I think the USFL is going to be here to stay. In this video, we want to talk about some Raiders, former Raiders who are heavily involved in the USFL. I'm going to give you guys my top 10 Raiders currently in the USFL, some people you can see playing or coaching this weekend. But before we get into that, guys, make sure you subscribe to my USFL channel. I'm actually going to be covering each game after the game and talking about key players and stats and all the major storylines happening around the USFL. So make sure you subscribe. The link is in the description and also in the pinned comment below. Now, the biggest former Raider in the USFL is none other than head coach slash GM Kirby Wilson of the Pittsburgh Maulers. Kirby Wilson was the running back coach during the John Gruden era with the Las Vegas Raiders. Kirby Wilson was key in Josh Jacobs' development and helping him become a Pro Bowl running back. You can find many sounds of the game, mic'd up moments of Kirby Wilson as a Raider on the Raiders YouTube channel. And one thing about him, he's a great speaker and seems very passionate about football, and he has been in the league for over 2 decades. So I am rooting for the Pittsburgh Maulers, and I'm rooting for Kirby Wilson, and I expect him to do very well in the USFL. So one interesting player that is going to be on the New Jersey Generals playing today, Saturday, is safety Shalom Luani. He was drafted by Reggie McKenzie and the Raiders in 2017 as a 7th round pick. He was a very athletic player coming out of college, and a lot of people were stoked about him and thought he could be a potential steal in the 7th round. Things didn't work out with the Raiders, but he was traded to the Seattle Seahawks and contributed there, and then he also played a season with the Chargers, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do in the USFL, and he's still a very young guy. Can he get back to the NFL? One of my favorites on this list is linebacker Coney from Notre Dame. He was a 2019 undrafted signing by the Raiders, and we've always wondered, is this guy going to play for the Raiders? Can he make the 53-man roster? And there's been opportunities for him, but unfortunately for Coney, it hasn't worked out. However, we've seen this guy splash in college, and we're really excited to even get this guy undrafted originally. So make sure to check him out with the Philadelphia Stars. Should be interesting to see. And another favorite, and these are the Pittsburgh Maulers with Kirby Wilson, we have Vadal Alexander, the offensive lineman. He was a 7th round pick in 2016 by the Raiders. He spent some serious time with the Raiders and even appeared in 9 games. So Vadal Alexander, he's a legit veteran tackle who is in the USFL. You got some real NFL talent there in the USFL. I also want to talk about Garret Groshek, the former Wisconsin Badger, played with Alec Ingold there. He's the running back, and he is on the Pittsburgh Maulers with Kirby Wilson. So there are some relationships being established and built upon that were developed in the NFL, moving to the USFL. Garret Groshek is a 2021 undrafted signee by the Raiders, but was waived in the final roster cuts. But a lot of people thought this guy was very exciting in college in Wisconsin, and that relationship with Alec Ingold made it even more interesting. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with the Pittsburgh Maulers. Another big-time player, a 2017 2nd round pick by the Raiders, is none other than safety Obi Melifonwu. Obi Melifonwu has tried to crack back in the NFL, but it hasn't worked. This guy had injury problems early on in his career. He was a physical freak, and one thing about him is we knew he was a reach in the 2nd round, but he was so athletic. You thought maybe you could coach him up and develop him into something. Unfortunately for Obi, that hasn't worked out, but he was a 2nd round pick. Reggie McKenzie of the Raiders highly invested in him. He later ended up playing with the Patriots. He signed with him, didn't appear in too many games, just played 2 games, but was still able to crack and be a part of an NFL roster, which is an accomplishment in itself. So you got Obi Melifonwu, former 2nd round pick, has been playing in the NFL at safety for the Tampa Bay Bandits in the USFL. That guy should be exciting to watch. And another player for the Tampa Bay Bandits I want to talk about is running back Emmons. Emmons played some preseason snaps, was signed in 2021 by the Raiders, but was waived in the final roster cuts. Let's see what this guy can do. Just recently a part of an NFL roster, so that says something. Another interesting player is Devontae Bosby. He's had kind of a lengthy NFL career, but spent time in 2021 with the Raiders. He is currently playing with the New Jersey Generals, so he'll be playing on Saturday as a cornerback for them. You also have wide receiver Jeff Bidet. He is currently playing with the Michigan Panthers in the USFL. He spent some time with the Raiders in 2021, but was eventually released. But he's had a long career. He's been with the Vikings before, a couple other teams, so he should be interesting to check out. And also, linebacker Azim Victor will be playing for the Houston Houston Gamblers. He is a 2018 6th-round pick by the Raiders. Didn't make the roster, so kind of a bad pick in the 6th round, but still highly touted originally, and he will be playing with the Gamblers. Should be interesting to see him at linebacker. Either way, we have some football going on in spring. You got to be excited about that, so I'm just going to cover it, do my best, so check me out, USFL Network. The link is in the description and in the comments below. Let's check this out. Let's see how fun it is. I think this is going to be really exciting. I think the coaching talent is there, and I think these are a lot of hungry young players who are trying to make their way to the NFL, so they're going to do their best to splash in the USFL. My name is WiFiWillie. Subscribe to this channel for more Raiders content. Peace out, and have a good one.